say to him, what is going on with you? Talk to me, talk to me. And he would just pull himself together and say, nothing, I'm okay. And as an author, I knew that people like to write, and people will write their stories, sometimes more than they would tell their stories. So I gave him this red notebook, and I said, I want you to write down your feelings in this notebook and share those with me. And every week I'm going to drive over here personally and get your notebook, and I'm going to read it. It was a journal, but with boys, you can't say journal. You have to say notebook. And I gave it to him, and every week he would break his neck running to my car, giving me that little notebook, and I would read it. And I picked up from it that he was suffering from depression. He was angry because he said I didn't know who my father was, and I need to talk to somebody. I see other kids with their fathers, and that bothers me so much. And he was just saying, and my mom, she's doing all these things, she's never here, and his notebook just told everything. And so I asked him, I said, I want to take you to counseling, is that okay? And he agreed to go to counseling. And the counselor had him doing very similar things to what I had him doing, with the writing, with the talking. And eventually, that notebook turned into a book called A Hole in My Heart. We took his book and we changed it, and we sold over 10,000 copies of that book to help other kids. Kids need you to communicate with them. They need you to keep on them and keep asking, what's going on? What happened? Let's talk about it, and finding a way to reach them, that's very important. Do you know someone like Jimmy or Edward? In the past 3 months, there have been over 4 deaths, probably more, of wealthy and very famous individuals who have died by the hands of suicide. Mm-hmm. Do you know Beyonce and Destiny Child, right? Mm-hmm. One of their singers' name was Michelle Williams. Mm-hmm. And Michelle has acknowledged that she suffers from depression. And her story says that when she went to her manager, who was Beyonce's father, to say, I feel sad, I cry all the time, I don't have any energy, I don't want to do anything, he looked at her and he said, what in the world do you have to cry about? You are a millionaire. You travel the world over. People adore you. What do you have to be sad about? And she shut down. And she couldn't go any further with that because she didn't have anyone who wanted to hear it, because they thought she had it because of her appearance altogether. And so Michelle recently admitted herself into a hospital for treatment. Other people have not been as open as Michelle has been, and they have decided to die by the hand of suicide. And you see it almost every day. From the ages of 6 and up, there are even some kids who are doing it by the age of 5 or 4 years old. Because the world today seems so stressful. People feel like, I can't deal with everything that's happening. I don't know how to deal with it. I can't talk about it. And I always tell people, if you get a whole lot of junk in, a lot of pain and problems, you taking all that stuff in and it never comes out, all it does is just bottle you up, and by the time it comes out, it's like a big explosion. What is mental illness? Our agency always try to talk about saying, instead of mental illness, we try to use the word behavior health. And the reason that we do that is because we have found, especially in African American communities, that we don't talk about it. We are probably one of the biggest group of individuals who don't seek counseling all the time or most of the time. And I don't want to say because of what we're doing out here, we're seeing more people getting help. Our statistics are showing us that there is 36% of the people who are seeking first-time counseling is coming from the churches now that we've been serving.
Amen.
That is something to be really happy about. This mental illness is a condition that affects a person's thinking, feeling, or mood. And such conditions may affect someone's ability to relate to others and function each day. Each person will have a different experience, even people with the same diagnosis. There are over 200 classified forms of mental illness. Some of the more common disorders are depression, bipolar, dementia, schizophrenia, and anxiety disorders. Symptoms may include changes in mood and personality, personal habits, and social withdrawals. Mental illness in the Black community has become a significant public health issue which stems from inadequate treatment due to the stigma, fear, and lack of insurance. And it's important for us to kind of talk about the stigma, which is why we started. Our agency started the Bridges to Care and Recovery program because we don't talk about it. It's the big secret.
Amen.
Growing up, I can remember so many occasions when I would go over to my friend's house and they would have an uncle or a relative or a brother that was always locked in a room. And you would say, why that person locked in the room? They say, you can't talk to him or you can't say anything to him. Because people was like embarrassed. We don't want people to know about Uncle Joe locked up in the room because if they find out that he has a mental illness, they won't let their kids come over here and play. People won't play with our kids. And the community as a whole will shine us.